What I have here is some extremely scary hydrofluoric acid, which is supposed to be able to dissolve glass, and this is something that I've always wanted to test out myself. I also really want to see what it can do to this generic Coke bottle, and I'll start by lowering it into a plastic container. Then, with some special protective gloves, I can slowly add the hydrofluoric acid, and to be clear, working with this much of it is extremely dangerous, where if everything here were to spill on me, I would probably die a relatively slow and excruciating death. But either way, after adding all of the acid, I just have to let it sit here, and over the next several minutes, the bottle gradually turned white and started puffing out. There was also some stuff that started flaking off of it, which, as far as I could tell, was mostly just insoluble calcium fluoride that was forming as the acid reacted with calcium in the glass, and this told me that the acid was definitely working. The only unfortunate part was that it was forming way more junk than I expected, and I started worrying that it might eventually block the acid from getting to the glass. So, just for good measure, I decided to add some acid to the inside of the bottle and to just let everything sit here until it looked like all of the glass was gone. However, even after waiting a week, it really didn't look like too much had happened, and at this point, I kind of just gave up. So I pulled it out of the acid and washed it with a ridiculous amount of water, and this was what I was left with. Just a half white bottle that, for the most part, still kind of looked like the original Coke bottle, and it really seemed like the hydrofluoric acid had failed, which was honestly pretty disappointing. After seeing this, I also felt that there was only one logical thing left to do, which was to just smash it, and well, it turned out that my assumption was completely wrong, and the acid had definitely worked. This was because all of the glass was actually gone, and what I thought was the bottle was instead just a very weak shell of that calcium fluoride. So clearly, it was able to dissolve the glass, and in hindsight, I should have never doubted the power of hydrofluoric acid.